right here. Let's see if I could pet him. What's up, dude? What are you doing? You alive? Are you alive, dude? Yeah, he's alive. What's up, buddy? You alright? He looks like he got beat up. That's crazy cool. So weird. Wonder what's up with him. Leave him be. Let him rest. Sure. Whatever he's got to do. Yo, what's up, Fredsters? Welcome back to another fun day fishing with Fred. So, I just got back home from fishing, and I haven't been fishing in about a week. So I went out, and I ended up snapping a rod tip within 30 minutes. So I was like, I'm just going to go home. Not a good day. So instead of just being bummed out about it, I decided to come home and talk about fishing. Some frog fishing, and what I've learned over the past year and a half that helped me catch some fish using a hollow body frog. So if you guys don't know what a hollow body frog is, it's pretty much, it looks like a frog. It's hollow body, it floats on top of the water, and they come in all different shapes, sizes, sounds. Some have rattles. We're not going to go into all that today, but we're going to go into today about what I've learned to help me find and actually hook up with these frog eating bass. First off, the first thing I want to say about frog fishing is it's really fun. It's probably one of the funnest ways to catch a bass, in my opinion. The blow-ups on top water is crazy. You can't beat it, in my eyes, but it can be really frustrating. So I'm going to go over some stuff that I've learned that kind of help me not get frustrated and actually catch some fish using these crazy weedless lures. If you've never seen one of these in real life, you'll probably look at this thing and think it's kind of crazy, like you actually catch fish with this. But this thing is a great tool, and you can use it really effectively if you know how to use it right. So first off, on the hollow body frog, it's weedless. You can throw this thing anywhere you want, pretty much. You're not going to get stuck in the grass. You're not going to get... It's completely weedless because of its design. And the hooks rest on the back of the body, but the body collapses, and then that's how you hook the fish when they do bite. So you can throw this thing anywhere. And that's kind of something that kind of hurts me whenever I'm frog fishing. The ability to throw this thing everywhere kind of distracts me on places I need to actually like focus in on. Let's say a spot looks pretty good, and I think it looks froggy. People say, I think it looks froggy. I tend to spend a lot of time in places that look froggy, but aren't necessarily productive. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint places where you should actually throw a hollow body frog. But with experience and a little bit of observing, you can kind of figure out where to go. But I usually tend to go around heavy vegetation where it's a lot of different kind of cover, like mats with some like cattails, some reeds, you know what I mean? Just hard cover, just stuff where it looks like a fish should be hiding at. But sometimes it's crazy. Like there could be huge mats and you don't know where to throw this thing. So my best tip is to just cover water and find areas where fish are active. Don't be like me and get stuck in one area that may not be productive, but it looks froggy. Just go exploring and try to find a spot where they're eating the frog and just work it. And then just do that and just cover water and find fish. So once you do find these fish, this hookup is going to be a little different than the rest of the lures you're going to throw when bass fishing. With these hooks being the weedless design, and it has those two double big heavy gauge hooks in there, you're going to have a pretty stout rod to actually get those to puncture the bass's mouth and actually get a good hook set. So I recommend using a heavier power rod, but you can get away with using a medium heavy. But you're going to want depending on what cover you're fishing, like if you're fishing around like heavy mats, you're gonna want probably a heavy rod. But if you're fishing in open water, you can get away with a medium heavy. But braid is very important in my eyes. Braid, it doesn't stretch. You want everything that fish could use to not get hooked out the window. And that stretch is one of those. You don't want the line to stretch whenever you're actually pulling against that line. You want no stretch. That stretch, it might not be able to get that full hook set that you need. Because these hooks, they sometimes work against each other. And that's kind of a tricky thing. So braid, I think, is really necessary, especially when you're fishing around heavy cover, because if you do hook up with that fish, you're probably not going to get it out with fluorocarbon. You're going to end up losing your lure and the fish. So it is definitely a different hook set. A lot of people that I've talked to that don't have luck with the frog usually say, I get the bites, I just can't hook up with them. But I'm telling you from experience, take your time. Time is your friend.
Dude, that was nuts. That was crazy. I think that fish jumped out of the water to get my frog. I think that fish caught my frog midair. I'm not even gonna lie. That was the coolest bite I've ever had.
I know it's hard to not react whenever you hear that blow up, but there's sometimes like when that happens, the fish might not even have it in its mouth right. It might have it by the nose, and the hook's might not even be close to its mouth at all. So you're just ripping the whole frog out of its mouth, and the hooks aren't even close. So what I do is I throw it out there, and if I do get it blown up on, I'll wait a couple seconds.
And if not, then we'll probably put that Raid shad on. But let's catch a fish real quick. Oh, this guy wanted the little froggy. Thanks, bro. You're my first fish on this side. There's one. There's two, buddy. There we go. Second one of the day. Definitely a bigger one than that first airborner.
However long it takes for me to feel that fish pulling against my line, then I will set the hook. And this has helped me out so much more than just reacting to that blow up. Because like I said, you don't know what angle that frog is in that bass's mouth. So you never know. You don't know until you feel that pressure of that fish. It's kind of like a worm bite, if in a way. Because like on a worm bite, you get that initial tick. You feel something biting on it, but then you don't set the hook until you feel your line kind of running away. You feel the weight of the fish, then you crack down on them. It's kind of the same idea, but a little different. You got a wrench on them, and that's where that braid comes in. You just get them. So number one tip is cover water, find active bass, find areas where the bass are active, and we'll eat the frog. And then next is just take your time whenever you're doing that hook set. Make sure that frog or that fish has that frog in his mouth before you go and winch down. So I don't know, just cover water, go out there, have fun, catch fish. Hope these tips helped. See you guys on the next video.